I typically do a show of about 45 minutes to an hour, or 2 half-hour sets. The layout of the show will vary according to the venue I perform at, and factors such as the amount of costume changes, style of the venue, and country affects the structure of the show, so it's rarely the same. So even though things are done differently in every place, I want to share with you the structure of a show that I like the best. I'll start with an entrance piece, for example, Sit al-Husn. Now another great entrance piece, which like Sit al-Husn is well known by musicians, is Mashal. What makes a great entrance piece, in my opinion, is something that has a lot of rhythm changes and that is very dynamic, and it's a nice intro to present yourself to. Now, I'll usually follow an entrance piece with an upbeat classic, like this, for example, Zay al-Hawa. It's a great piece that I never get tired of, and one of the fabulous things about it is that everybody knows the words to it and they love to sing along. Now here's another one of my favorites, Dalala Kefak, and I love it because it has a great little section where I can play with the drummer. He plays a little riff and then I play a little riff on the cymbals. Next, I'll often do a king dance. Here is an example of Lebanese style. And here is an example of Egyptian style. And as you'll see, I have folkloric dancers on the side. Now, if there are Gulf Arabs in the audience, I might choose this time to do a Khaliji number. Now, a lot of the songs that we dance to are old, so I like to try to throw in a new song if there's one that's hot and popular at the moment and that's good to dance to. This one was huge in 2010. Now the term tarab is what I would use for your emotional, heavy-hitting songs. Kulthum is usually in this genre, and also some of Warda, classic old songs that have epic love stories or poems behind them. Now, ability solo starts off usually with a melodic solo by an accordion. Sometimes it's done by a keyboard instead. Eventually, the drum starts coming in, adding rhythm, and typically it speeds up and then either cuts and you start the drum solo from there, or it will segue straight into the drum solo. Drum solos, to me, are best at the end because they're so dynamic, and also because you have to give it your last drop of energy, so it's best to leave it for last or else you'll run out of steam before the show is over. And last but not least, it's important to bow, both to the audience and also to your colleagues on stage, the musicians and the singers. In my line of work, I faced a lot of challenges. Firstly, the work is unstable. There's a lot of competition, and no matter how requested or sought after you become, there's still an element of instability. Second of all, the language differences and the cultural barriers make everyday things an ordeal or an adventure. But most challenging is being away from friends and family for most of the year, which means I don't get to see them for holidays or birthdays. Also in the Middle East, there's quite a stigma against artists, particularly female artists. I've suffered from this stigma, and I've also seen my friends, dancers and singers alike, suffer the same. But I've made a choice, and for me, I feel that the positive aspects have outweighed the negative aspects at this point in my life. And I feel that I'm following a calling. I get to do what I'm most passionate about, and that's to dance to live music every night. My life has been enriched by language, culture, politics, human nature, and of course, dance. Night after night, I get to feel the synergy of what happens in the air, of what can't be touched but so clearly can be felt when dance, music, and the spontaneity of the live element all come together and move the audience in front of them.
وانا غني لك موال، غني لك موال ورا غنية، انت يا قلبك قلبك حنون ويا الكلك حنية والله حنية.
صبرية
عليك آخ 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 ولك آخ انت يا الغالي يا الغالي، ولك تسافرين اليوم والله راح نشتاق لك كثير يا صبرية يا صبرية.